It is the very function of mind to judge. Mind is always putting everything into categories. The category of good and bad, likes and dislikes. Mind is always judging. It is very intrinsic to mind. It is the very function of it. It is always measuring everything. People ask me how not to judge. You will judge no matter what. You not judging is a state you reach within yourself, a state which is beyond the mind, a no mind state, a non-dual state. When you transcend the dualities of mind, then you reach a state where you are all right, from where you do not judge, from where you do not see people into this category and that category. But you are not at that state yet. Maximum people are not. You are here in this dual mind. You are here in this mind whose very function is to put everything into this category or that category. So no matter what, you will judge. Seneca says that if you judge, investigate. Now, what does it mean? Seneca is saying, when you judge, let your judgment come from investigation. You will judge, but let this judgment should not be just your own opinion. Let this judgment should not be a way to satisfy your ego by making somebody feel below you, making somebody feel inferior and yourself superior. Let your judgment should not come from the desire of your ego. To get that stupid satisfaction. You judge, but first investigate. You judge, but first observe. Do not go on judging everybody simply. Most of the time, you judge in order to make yourself feel superior by making somebody else feel inferior. And you do it because your ego likes it. You feel great. But this is sickness. If you become high by showing somebody low, then you are sick. If you are truly at some height, then you don't have to make somebody feel low. But your problem is, or your reality is, that you feel at some height only when you crush somebody below. It means by default you don't have any height. Judge people, but not out of ego satisfaction. Judge, but investigate, observe, research. But now you will say that it will take a lot of time. Let's stop judging itself. Well, that will be nice if we stop judging itself. Ego is not interested in investing time, in paying attention, in observation, in researching. Ego just wants to judge, simply judge, foolishly judge, simply pass a judgment without any base, simply say something to somebody and make them feel inferior and low. Can you just out of maturity? Just ask yourself. You judge people out of your need of ego satisfaction, or you judge them because you really have researched, you really have paid a lot of attention to it. It's simple sense that when you judge, then there has to be a base, a proof. Don't you see in the court how they judge? Do they simply judge? No. They ask for the proof. They first investigate, they observe, they research, and then they judge. This is the sensible way to judge. Can you judge like this? Suddenly you have no time. And if you have no time now, it means you were judging only out of need of satisfying your ego. You are not actually judging somebody because you're interested in that person, or you were actually capable enough of judging somebody. You were judging simply because your ego likes it. Seneca says, by doing this, you are making your ego strong every day. And this strong ego will make you very fragile. The stronger your ego is, the more fragile you are. The weaker your ego is, the stronger you are. Remember it. More things you do to satisfy your ego, more strength you are giving to your ego. The more you feed your ego, more strength you are giving to your ego. And the more strong your ego becomes, the more weak you will become. When you judge somebody out of ego satisfaction, you are actually becoming weak. And if you do it every day so many times, you will become so weak. One day you will collapse when the real situation of life will hit you. You will fall. Seneca is saying that make yourself strong. Do not do anything which is about your ego satisfaction. Do not make your ego strong. When you judge somebody out of ego satisfaction, then this is what you are doing. You are making your ego even stronger. And that will finally lead you to suffering. Judge people, but first investigate. First observe. That is the way to judge. Otherwise, you're only feeding your ego. Do not feed your ego. Don't let it become fat. You will become thin. Let the ego be thin, and you will become strong.